So, my name is Dania Mehmood and I am from Pakistan. I recently cleared my license exam, NPTE, National Physical Therapy exam, and I am fortunate that I got it done through StudyBuddy. We have been with them since 2 years, and here I am. I completed my license. So I moved here to US in this year in 2024. Before that, for the last 2 years, I was getting my all my paperwork done, and along with that, I came across one of StudyBuddy's member. Her name is Arwa, and she guided me that how everything is going to work. And I took her best decision is to start early, and I joined StudyBuddy in March 2023, and since then it has been an ongoing process. And then I moved here to US for my master's, starting that along with my first and mid of second semester. I was lucky enough, apart from my hard work, that I cleared my license in October 2024. Challenges I faced throughout my journey was, I would say, a lot. Not that it was a smooth one, it was a bumpy ride. First thing, moving alone to US, not having anyone with you, that was the biggest thing. In fact, arriving at a place that you have never been, that was the biggest thing. But the thing was that when you have a supportive team like StudyBuddy, they have been like a solid part of my life throughout the journey, especially reaching out to Sarankit. And along with that, I had mentorship with Ma'am Pooja that I joined in January. Right at the moment when I landed in US, my parents were like, just go for mentorship. It's gonna actually help you. At first, I was a bit hesitant, but that was the biggest and the best decision I would say that I took, being a part with Ma'am Pooja. It was not only that study-wise I was being covered, and it was also all the emotional and the challenges that I faced throughout my journey. Because coming here, I had my masters that had to be taken care of. I had my exams coming up for master preparation, and along with that, I had to manage my license preparation classes. And the most important thing was the study difference. There are a lot of things that we were not taught in our home country because it's designed their way, and being in US, you have to come up to a standard level, and that needs to be done, and that for sure requires like 6 to 9 months of solid preparation and getting into this habit of understanding everything, seeing how just getting yourself familiar with everything was the biggest challenge for me in the initial phase. Cooking, cleaning, getting all the laundries, groceries, and then managing university, then classing, and all those things were a big thing for me. So for at that time, I would say during my January up till May, it was very hard for me. And I decided that during my summertime period, I'm going to take a break. Obviously, I'm going to get an off from my university. And that is when I moved to my aunt's house, where I was like, I'm going to study easily just to get a space. And so my few of the things, cooking and all those things are being managed out. But along with that, I was fortunate that Ma'am Pooja was with me from January up till the time of October. And the biggest thing that hit me was when I failed my exam in July. I failed with 588. That was very close cut for me. And that was the hardest point of my life, where again, Sarankit and Ma'am Pooja were 24/7 there for me to pick me up back and just let me know that you have to go for October attempt. There is no way. I genuinely gave my 100% from giving exams, from practicing all the timeline, all sitting for all the rationals and getting all the syllabus done at least 3 to 4 times. I've made sure that I've done entire syllabus. That was the reason that brought me close to up till 600. But it was in my hand. And during the time of July, I basically had other challenges as well, because I was at my aunt's house. They had to leave to another country. I was all by myself, and we had a very bad hurricane that was hit at that time. No power, nothing. I was staying at other people's house. My exam got, in fact, cancelled from that certain location, and I had to move to another location, 3 hours drive from my actual location. So everything was pretty hard at that moment. And the most challenging was the summertime, having no power, and it was like very hot. So it was a very hard luck for me. But again, just being the student and putting entire trust in your team, that is StudyBuddy. It's like more like a family to me. Like I'm genuinely happy to be with those people. They again just putting everything and trusting them again, and they told me that you have to get that done. We're there for you. Any challenge, any problem. Even I told like all my personal problem with Sarankit, Ma'am Pooja, discussing that, Ma'am, I'm having this issue, sir, I'm having this issue. What should I do? They were like, it's fine, it's okay. If you did not make it now, you'll for sure make it in your second attempt. So yeah, so after that, from July onwards, I again gave my 100% to entire syllabus. I covered entire syllabus 3 times, gave more further practice exam because I was done with the previous one. And that is how, when I came at the time of October, I again sat for the exam for my second attempt, and then I passed my exam with 672. And there I am. Now, in terms of the challenges I had to face academic wise during my preparation, like we have our four component that needs to be covered: musculoskeletal, neuro, other system, and non-system. For me, I would say starting with the easiest one. Let's start with other system. That was pretty doable. I loved other system because first it was taught by Ma'am Pooja, lovely mentor. The way she explained is like beautiful. It's beyond something that we learn from our physical therapy journey. So that was pretty manageable for me. And I got my book, that was Therapy 8. That was like by the suggestion of my mentors, that it's a very much recommended book because it covers up everything very briefly and beautifully. So that component was pretty much sorted for me. I wasn't hesitant covering up the other system part. And coming on to non-system, that was a bit challenging in the initial, when I got to learn that how each and every question of non-system is that important. Say, for example, you do 5 to 6 questions of MSK, musculoskeletal, in your exam, whereas you do 1 or 2 questions of non-system, that is going to give you a much higher jump. So that was the point. I realized that I really need to stick to solid, and I need to get this thing in my code. I need to make sure that all these things are at least sorted, because if I follow those things like MSK, because that was a bit challenging, that was tricky, but I made sure that other system, non-system were my scoring areas. And for that, the best, apart from the Therapy 8 book, apart from the lectures that we were provided, I would say the best that I found was StudyBuddy's comprehensive note. That entire PDF, it was amazingly designed. All, it's just like a booklet that covers each and everything specifically for non-system. It covers all the safety precaution. It covers how wheelchair works. It covers how the patient has to sit, stand, like with all the assistive devices. So that is amazing. It also comes with the pictures. So that was the thing that I was like, okay, fine. This is the reason that my non-system is getting better, when I was giving all the practice exam the way they were scheduled. So I made sure that both of these things were covered. Then coming up towards neuro was the one of the reason why I failed my previous exam. So this time I made sure that neuro wasn't the reason that I'm not able to pass my exam. So for neuro, I made sure that I go through entire my notes that were taught by Sir Mayank. And even up till now, I have my notes where I've literally drawn each and everything, because it's like a 9 months of journey that took me. I've drawn all the images. I've written down each and everything in detail. At least all the lectures that were provided to us, at least I think there's like 60 to 70 videos that covers up everything very in a very nice way. And I don't think so that there is anything more that I had to read for neuro, honestly speaking. Nothing from therapy as well, because everything was there, all the other notes that sir would provide us. So that was the reason. But for me, what the challenge was to apply that knowledge. I had the knowledge, but to apply it in a question and to understand what the question is asking, that was the biggest thing for me. For this, so this time I made sure that I'm more focusing on the way the question is asking me. What does it wants me to focus on? How does it basically flips you? So that was my strategy for the second attempt to cover that. And coming toward the bit hardest one, that is the musculoskeletal. Even though we do it a lot of times, it's even though amazing, it has a lot of thing that needs to be covered up. But yet it comes down to all those things. Gait was the most challenging part for me. Gait analysis, because it gets interlinked with a lot of things. Gait comes with prostheses, orthoses, it comes with assisted devices. So it's like a chain that gets connected. So if you're good in those things, that is when you're able to get the gait analysis done in a better way. So like upper limb was pretty doable. Shoulder, at shoulder got better after when I took Ma'am Pooja's mentorship for continuous time. That was like amazing thing that I did. The way the ma'am gave us questions, the way they were challenging for me. Honestly speaking, Ma'am Pooja's question were a bit hard, but the best thing is once you're able to do those level question, you're pretty smooth at NPTE level question. So yeah, the gate was the only part that was most challenging for me. And yes, MSK has a quite vast syllabus, I would say, but it is not as compared to the books that covers up, because StudyBuddy has again that made sure that they give us the most important ones, that the things need to be covered up. And yes, everything just everything came along beautifully, and throughout my journey I started to learn more strategies, and that is how I made it in my second attempt. Okay, now coming towards the student who are preparing for the exam, my best tips that I can give you right now is, first of all, start early as soon as possible. Like the way I was about to come to this country, I started almost 9 to 11-ish month before moving to this certain country. So I would say is start early as soon as possible. And one thing would be that just to get yourself familiar with everything. Along with that, make sure that you write your own notes. Make sure that you make, for me, I made certain register. This is for MSK, this is for other system, non-system, and neuro. I had my solid 4 register. Those were like assigned towards every subject. And along with that, I made another book that was basically given towards my rational, where I have to write down all the questions that I'm solving and the new knowledge that I'm learning from those questions. So first thing is to start early. Second is, please make your notes. That is going to be the game changer, specifically when you're very close to your exam. You cannot open up entire slides. You cannot open the books at that moment. Need those notes which are written by you, drawn, like the pictures that are drawn by you. The third thing I would say, if you want to go with mentorship, please go with mentorship. It basically helps you to stay aligned with what's happening over the course of time, because it's a prolonged process. 6 to 9 months solid time needs to be given, devoted towards this license. So being a part of the mentorship gives you motivation, most importantly. And secondly, you feel yourself involved, that you're working. You don't feel unmotivated. You don't feel that overwhelming feeling. The last would be, for me, that was lovely journey that I had to share with my another study partner. If you can do so, please find your good study partner where you can study with him or her, because I know that after a few hours of studying, it can be too much for you to handle. You feel like giving up. You're like, let me go out, let me do this, because we have things to do. We've got cooking to do ourselves. We have got our job, maybe if you're doing so. We have to take care of our kids. So having a study partner, make sure that we are giving at least 6 to 7, 8 hours every single day, and both of us have the same goal. That gives it more motivation. So yeah, these were the things that actually helped me, and wishing each and every student best of luck.